Good evening. My name is Matthew Ewing, and today is April 16th of 2012. We're here to continue a series that we've begun already, that of Reconstruction. We went through a series on deconstruction, we went through a series on observation, and now it's time to, since we've torn away what wasn't us, and we've observed the space that was there, we've gotten to the point where we could acknowledge what remained, that which was truly us. Now it's time to start reconstructing based on, well, efficiency models, that which is useful and that which isn't. The first capacity, the first facet for that is resonant truth. Resonant truth allows for an individual to gauge for themselves that which resonates within the full complexion of their existence as true. And what I mean by that is something that holds true when you test it with your body, when you test it with your mind, and when you test it with your spirit. Each one of them have facets of communicating to you that which they accept wholly, without any reservations. For instance, the fact that choice is my own is a resonant truth for me. The fact that all of my constituent elemental particles come from this planet, uniquely this planet, is a resonant truth to me. The fact that I owe my existence, if anyone, in this lifetime to this planet, the consciousness that is this planet, and no one else, is a resonant truth for me. When I take it into my body expands because it becomes infused with the reality of its own material makeup. It vets it. It goes out and says, wait, yes, there is nitrogen in this soil, just like there's nitrogen in me. Yes, there's carbon. Yes, there's water. So yes, this is true. And not only that, I'm still connected to these things. My body remains connected to this planet. I breathe its skin. I eat from its flesh. So my body rejoices in that concept. It unfolds and feels more vibrantly connected to the existence and to that which perpetuates my existence. My mind then says, well, if this is the truth of the matter, if my existence is perpetuated by this planet, reason says that, well, if there's any reverence to be given, if there's any devotion, if there's any single thing that is greater than myself that I rightfully should worship, it is that which perpetuates and strives for my continued not only existence, but happiness. I look around me and I notice mentally that everything that I eat comes from here. This computer that I'm speaking into right now, the microphone, all of the materials from it came from this planet. All of the comfort that I have, all of the joy, all of the wonder, all of the sensation comes from this planet. My spirit gets on board and says, you got it. If there's anything to apply faith to, if there's anything to worship, give it to something that is actually interacting with you, and you find that that thing will be willing to interact with you on a higher, more expansive model. That's what I mean by resonant truth. Find those things that no matter how you test them, whether it be with reason or with faith or with physical measurement, hold as true. And that no matter who was to test them, they would get the same results. Once you have done that, then you can get to the point of a mental concept of reconstruction based on that resonant truth. You can begin to search outside of yourself for things that resonate at the same frequency as that truth. Let me give you a tangible example of that. If I was to tell you, play me the note A, you could go online and you could find somebody to give you a clear and concise definition of that note. You would be able to hear its sound. More than that, you'd be able to hear its vibrational frequency, and you would then say, man, I know what A sounds like, no matter what. So if you heard another note, if you heard someone else playing a note, and it was an A, you would immediately recognize that as an A. If it was not an A, though, you would also immediately recognize that it's not an A. Once you've gotten a resonant truth within yourself, you've set up a possibility for you to go outside of yourself and search for things that resonate at that frequency. See, by the fact that I found these base concepts, these core concepts that hold unanimously true no matter what the source is that I go to confirm them, it gave me a barometer that I could use as a measurement tool against the horse shit that I'm inundated with in this world. When you don't have such a thing, then you're just wading through multiple layers of illusion. This is why so many people relegate this world to shades of gray. Because they believe there's no such thing as resonant truth. And therefore everything is relegated to different versions of lies. And what you're supposed to do is find the one that works best for you. Well, that's inefficient at least. It's absolutely self-destructive at worst. The truth of it is, once you've found a resonant truth, it should be something that could stand up to the scrutiny of any facet we are given to weigh and measure reality, which is not only imagination and reason, but also faith and belief, proof. All of these things should be able to only affirm that which you're holding as a truth. Here's the key though. If you find something that disavows that as a truth, that's no big deal, because what you've then done is uncover a greater truth. You let go of the falsely held ideology and you embrace the new ideology that you have been given by the displacement of the old. The more fluid you become in that concept, the more adaptable you become, the more expansive your life becomes. It becomes a model of perpetual acceptance, growth, allowance. Never a static ideology. See, people get lost when they cling on to dead truths. Most of the people, if you'll look at them, most of the people who are miserable are living in lives where they are mired by ruts and inefficiency. Look at that which they hold as true and see how they're desperately clinging onto something that has been disproved hundreds of thousands of times over, not only by that person, but by other individuals. Once you've gotten to the point of liberating your own spirit to be the curiously interactive tool that it's meant to be. See, the spirit is a questing facility, but it can only quest if it has proper sort of gear for it. If you send your spirit out on a mission without a proper barometer of being able to discern what is good for it and what is bad for it, it's going to get devoured. Because there are quite a few just human beings that are looking to devour every human soul that they can. I don't even mean it in the the demonic sense. I mean it in the literal sense. They want you to believe in them and to elevate them as individuals. A president is one person. He wants you to invest the substantive portion of who you are, not just your money and your time, but your belief in him as a person. If he can convince you that you should do that and do it continuously, he gets an elevation as a person. He gets a level of power as a person that he otherwise could not have. Think about the fact that before these people were presidents, they were just ordinary individuals. It wasn't until they ascended by unanimous consent of people to presidency that they had a right to dictate to you what to do, how to live, who to be. Do you understand where the power is in such a thing? It's not with the individual. It's within the individual convincing you to give them your power. That's what the Spirit does. It invests your power into that which you've governed as worthy of that investment. That's why it's so important to have a resident individual barometer for truth. I've given you a snippet of my own, that which I came to through the facet of just observing reality. No one else gave me this, and I mean that in the most literal sense. I did not go searching anyone's sort of finalized ideologies to find the best way to live my life, because it's my life. They don't even know me. As an individual, most of them have never met me. How then could they have a book dictating the best way to live my life? How could any book that was written by a person who has never met you have an accurate depiction of the most efficient way to live your life? The best they can do is offer you a chance at their view of reality that you might find useful. I'm not saying disregard the knowledge of others, because there's no such thing as others. The knowledge is just a sterile thing, and the other people are yourself. So the knowledge in and of itself is valuable, but it's only valuable to you once you know how to use it, how to apply it. You will only ever get to that point when you understand you in that concept, in that circle, in that interaction model. This brings us to a totality concept. See, mind-space interaction implies that there is two worlds that exist, and this is actually a school of thought within most of the Eastern philosophies. There's the outer world that we share, and then there's the inner world that's private. The Western philosophy says the inner world only arises in response to the material world. And the Eastern philosophy usually mandates that the inner world is what dictates the parameters of the outer world. You'll have varying schools of thought that will run with one facet of this or another. They amount to either a masculine or feminine view of polarity existence. The feminine view says it's all about the spirit. It's all about belief and love. The masculine view says it's all about the individual. It's all about power and presence. The truth is, it's a little of each. Because who we are, who we truly exist as, is neither masculine nor feminine, but that which gives rise to both masculine and feminine. We are meant to dance gleefully between these things in order to find the most efficient and joyous manner of living. Because it's not just about achievement. It's about enjoying that which you achieve. It's not just about belief. It's about actually being able to vindicate that which you believe with facts. That's why we're given the ability to reason and not just believe. That's why we're given the ability to have faith in unseeable concepts, in addition to weighing and measuring, planning. See, we're given masculine attributes for interacting with reality, and then we're given augmentations that are feminine in order to be able to mitigate the fallout. We can move in curves or we can move in straight lines. The vehicle for both is choice. And choice, too, is outside of masculine or feminine. That's why men have choices and women have choices. That's why masculine ideas are derived from choices. And that's why feminine ideas are also derived from choices. See, finding those continuities, finding those things that exist, no matter who it is that's speaking about them, will give you a better gauge as to what is important, that which will be appreciative of your spirit's investment. See, the spirit is a questing tool, and you're on the quest. Your spirit is on a quest for its own evolutionary potentiation. That quest has brought it to incarnation, and that incarnation has brought it to this planet during a harvest. We are about to be harvested. You knew that before you came. Remember why you came, and you'll get everything that you ever were and be able to use it for what you want. I love you. Bye.